welcome to GESS Dubai. You've just come off stage having done a talk here. Do you want to talk me through what your talk was about? I believe it's about sort of roots and children finding their identity.
That's correct. So my talk was about the value of identity in the school curriculum. And one of the issues that I find, having worked in the international sector since 2007, is that a lot of curriculums are very top-down and they are teacher-orientated. We deliver what we believe children need to know, but are we asking children the strategies, the mechanisms to answer the questions which they have for themselves? So if we take Dubai, for example, it's a city of migrants. Children have very often been brought here by their parents who have roots somewhere else, but do those children really know why they're here or where they're from, and how do they form an identity, particularly if they're moving around the world? So schools which give children the strategies to understand their own identity, for me, are going to be the forward-thinking schools and preparing pupils for the third millennium.
So I guess that's one of the sort of dichotomies here, is that the classrooms, there's many different nationalities. So on one level it's great because kids are getting to experience many different cultures, but then I guess that brings with it a set of challenges as well in the classroom.
Yes, exactly so. I mean, all schools will have PSHCE, they'll have moral education, there'll be tutoring, but it's about giving children an opportunity to think, to reflect, to ask questions about their family. So I posed a lot of questions in my talk that young people that I'm teaching have actually come up with and asked themselves over recent months. And the question is, in our school day, which is always so busy and there's so much time in the timetable, do we genuinely allocate time for those children to think about who they are? Because once they leave our school and they go out into the world, do they know what they represent? Do they know where they're from? Do they feel confident to really understand their roots and their origins? Because it's so important and something I feel very passionate about. My own daughter, she was born in Hong Kong. She lives here in Dubai, of course. We have a family home in Spain. Her mother is Polish, I'm English with South Asian origins, so she's got a right to be totally confused. So for children like her, she's going to start asking questions at some stage as a third culture kid. Where's she from? What's her identity? And about, let's give those strategies to the children so that they can answer them themselves.
And I guess that's also challenging as well, as the world gets more globally mobile. People are moving around more, so I guess creating that sense of identity becomes more important.
Yes, I mean the concept of a third culture kid is not something new, but I think the ways that schools tackle it and approach it is something that really needs to be focused in on, because we live in an ever more globalized world, and it's children are at school from between 180 to 240 days a year. That's a massive amount of their life. And when a child comes home from school, they really have the time to sit down and try and answer these deep-rooted questions. So maybe it's schools which is the place where we should be trying to give children the opportunity to answer these questions.
Okay, and what do you hope that educators who attended your talk, what do you hope they got from it, what they could take home to put in place in the classroom?
It was a real pleasure speaking to some of the people that watched my talk at the end, and they were talking about some of the strategies that I mentioned, because I come to events like this and I hear many inspirational talks and they're fantastic, but at the same time it's very difficult to take something away that's useful on the ground. So the second half of my talk looked at 5 strategies that I hope will work, that anyone working in schools today can take away and use. 4 are very simple single lesson or small groups of lessons, and the 5th one is more for the leadership teams out there, a whole school approach looking at new curriculums and new ways of refining the curriculum. So hopefully people will be able to take away the strategies which will work.
Great, and you visited GESS Dubai before, this first time as a speaker, and what's your favourite thing about GESS Dubai?
I like the buzz. It's really nice being here on day one and seeing the atmosphere. There are lots of different people all coming together. Everyone's so happy and so warm, and I guess the key thing is that everyone wants to learn and to move things forwards.